Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Welcome to this live webinar. I am really excited. Somebody says Ann Brown. I keep getting something. I can't click on it. I don't know what's happening here. Anyway, we are live. We are live. We got a tremendous amount of response. We had 840 people registered for this webinar. So, just to let you guys know, we are going to do some live Q&A at the end. So feel free to answer any questions or ask any questions you can or want to, and I'll answer them all. I will be on absolutely as long as I can. If we don't get them answered, I'll have somebody call you back personally to answer your questions. So if you get a call, it's just to make sure that you got all your questions answered, okay? So I am really excited. Hey John, how you doing? Hey Ann, how are you? Thanks a lot for being on. I really appreciate it. Uh, let's see here. From Alabama. Good job. All right. So let's just jump right in because I got a ton of stuff to cover. First of all, if you're brand new to me, if you if you haven't heard of me before, um, I am Larry Goins, and just I wanted to go over a couple of things with you, just to let you know a little bit about why you might want to listen. I have been a real estate broker since 1984. I've been a licensed general contractor since 1985. I used to sell stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, and that was in the 80s. In fact, I got into the business right before October of '87, and and that you remember October 19th, '87 was called Black Monday, right? So I've been in the mortgage business since 1996, and I was the president of Metrolina RIA, the largest nonprofit investors association in the Carolinas. I am a firm believer in education, guys. This is a picture of my library, okay? I am a firm believer in education, all right? Um, you name the seminar, you name the course, been there, done that, right? Been there and done that. Uh, so I don't have a college degree, never set foot on a college campus other than to, go speak at a RIA group that had their meetings there. But I am a firm believer in education, and I'm still educating myself. In fact, just this morning at about 10:30 or 11 o'clock this morning, I gave a guy a credit card for a $8,000 mastermind. Um, so I'm always spending a ton of money, and in fact, it says here I still spend 38 to 42,000. I probably need to bump that up close to 50 now because I just I just spent 8 grand on the American Express this morning to sign up for another mastermind that I'm going to in April. So I am a firm believer in education, guys. Okay, and I really commend you guys and appreciate you being on here, especially in the middle of the day. Just real quick, I know it's not the biography channel, but I did buy my first house in 1986. I've been doing this 30 plus years. I bought and sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of houses, probably over 1,000 by now. I've done residential, commercial. I've done multifamily. I've owned triple net lease properties like Dollar Generals, Shoney's restaurants, Family Dollars. I've owned mobile home parks. I've done land development and developed subdivisions. I've gone in and bought land, had it subdivided, cleared, graded, graveled, and paved the roads, and then sold the lots and then built houses on the lots. I have done hard money lending and still do a lot of hard money lending. These are some of the projects I have owned or developed over the years. We've done wholesaling, retailing, lease options, short sales, subject to rentals, seller financing. We've used cash, hard money, traditional financing, private money partnerships, private placements, and even equity participation type deals. We have a couple of main companies. Our main company that we wholesale is called Investors Rehab. That's our wholesale company. And our company that we do lease options and seller finances, like our Filthy Riches model. If you're not familiar with that, just you can Google Filthy Riches or go to filthyriches.com. It'll tell you about that. But that company that we do that with is Neighborhood Housing Group, and we wholesale. We do lease options, seller financing, discounted notes in multiple states. Okay, my very first book was called Getting Started in Real Estate Day Trading, and I sent the manuscript to Michael Gerber and said I have e-myth real estate because Michael Gerber is the New York Times best-selling author of the e-myth. And I sent it to him and I said, "Would you write a quote for the book?" And he actually wrote back and said, he actually called my office and he said, "I would like to write the forward for you because you did E-Myth Real Estate." And I love this quote here by him. It says, "It is this kind of genius." Let's just stop right there for a second. That entrepreneurs such as Larry Goins, Ray Kroc of McDonald's, Michael Dell of Dell Computer, Bill Gates of Microsoft, and so many more create for the rest of us. My latest book is called HUD Homes Half Off, and that's all about buying HUD houses, 50, 40, even 30% of list price in today's market. And I'm still buying HUD houses right now. Even this week, we've gotten deals under contract, and we get them under contract just about every week. Um, Candace and I, she's like a daughter to me. She and I work together and have been working together for many, many years, probably about 15 years. And she and I host a radio show called the Brag Radio Network. Brag is all about be rich and generous. Here's the deal: we want to teach people how to become successful in real estate, and then we want them to go out there and be generous with their blessings of time and money, right? Being a blessing of your time is, or using the blessings of time is because real estate has allowed you to spend more time with your family and do things that are important to you and help others, right? And also be a blessing to others with your resources as well. We now have students using our systems and making money in the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, China, Israel, the Philippines, Ireland, Chile, and Denmark. So let's jump into HUD houses, okay? What is a HUD home, okay? What is a HUD home? A HUD home is basically a house that somebody got an FHA loan, okay? FHA is a part of the Federal Housing Administration, Federal Housing Administration, Housing and Urban Development, right? They got an FHA loan. Now, FHA does not make loans. FHA insures loans, okay? The loans are made by banks like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, any of those, and they make those loans to HUD or FHA's guidelines. And when they will underwrite those loans to the guidelines, they will then insure that loan. So basically, a little portion of the payment every month goes to pay for an insurance premium, right? That goes to FHA. It's like PMI, private mortgage insurance, but this is for an FHA loan. So it's a little bit of a payment added to the payment. And so then whenever the borrower defaults, when the borrower defaults, paying Bank of America, Wells Fargo, or whoever, when the borrower defaults, the bank files a claim with HUD, and then HUD buys the loan. Then HUD has to go through the foreclosure process to get title to the property, right? They just go through the foreclosure process just like any other bank would do that's foreclosing on a property. For example, they're going to hire an asset manager. The asset manager is going to hire a realtor to do a BPO, broker price opinion, and then they will also do a CMA probably, and they will list that property and put it on the MLS, and then it will be sold. Okay? So, why HUD homes? Why HUD homes? I got to tell you guys, in my opinion, HUD is the easiest, fastest, safest, shortest, secure, no risk way to get deals right now. There's no phone calls, there's no negotiating, there's no direct mail. You don't have to worry about bandit signs, you don't have to market, you don't have to do advertising, and there's no expenses, right? Most are listed below market. Here are some benefits. Most of the houses are listed below market. Okay? They've also provided what's called a PCR, right? That stands for Property Condition Report, right? Now I'm going to show you one here in just a minute. But a PCR basically is where HUD hires the asset manager to dispose of the property. The asset manager hires what's called a field service rep or a property preservation company They go out and winterize the property and they inspect the property. Now they're not looking for if the property needs paint and carpet or countertops. They're looking at the major items, and I'm going to go over that here in a few minutes. Another benefit is the houses have been cleaned out. You will never, ever go into a junky HUD house. You'll never go into a HUD house that has been, that's full of trash or trashed or they left furniture or anything like that. They have all been cleaned out, right? Here's another thing. You will never, ever go into a smelly HUD house, a nasty, stinky, smelly house. Because if the house smells, they remove the carpet. The carpet's already been gone, right? It's already been removed. Also, you can buy them at a discount and there are no deed restrictions. What does that mean? That means I could buy the property today for $50,000 and I could sell it tomorrow for 100,000 and they don't care. It doesn't matter. Also, there's lots of data available on a HUD house. Here's a screenshot of a PCR. Okay, I just pulled one up from one of our old files, and here's a screenshot of it. Now, notice everything is listed by case number. It's got the address of the property. This one was in Alabama, right? Now, look down the left hand side. It says cooling air conditioner, heating or furnace, HVAC system. Okay, and then it says it lists the item, and then it says is it functional or not, yes or no. And then on the right are the test notes. Notice on that first one it says utilities are on, elements, components functioning at the time of inspection. The next one is electrical or wiring. It's okay. Electrical supply tested and functional. Utilities on, elements, components functional at the time of inspection. Next, you've got the stove, range, oven, and kitchen cabinets. And then you have the plumbing, including the sinks, the water supply tested and functional. Water turned off at the curb, lines held 35 psi. That's per square inch at the time of inspection. Now, if the water is turned off, how do they know how much pressure the lines will hold? That's because when the inspectors go out there, they're going to take a generator, even if the power is off, they can hook it up to the system and check the electrical currents. They'll take a generator and they take a compressor, okay, and they put 35 pounds per square inch of pressure in the lines to see if it will hold, if there's any leaks anywhere. And they put a little gauge in multiple places to see if the gauge holds steady at 35, or if it's slowly leaking down, then they know they have a leak somewhere. Okay. The water heater. Is the water heater okay? Visual inspection showed no signs of rust and functioning heating elements at the time of inspection. And then the septic sewer in the toilets, right? Force flush and operable at the time of inspection. How do they force flush it? They take a 5-gallon bucket and put about 3 gallons of water in it and pour it in the toilet bowl, and then that will force flush a toilet, okay? And then they just make sure that it flushes fine. It's not stopped up. And then the roof. Look at that. Roofing in acceptable condition? Yes. No noted deficiencies at the time of inspection. Guys, think about this. With a HUD house, these are the major items, or with any house, really, these are the major items that you have to look for. These are the major items, right? It's not going to tell you paint, carpet, that sort of thing, but these are the very major items that you need to be aware of, right? And more HUD benefits. The best part is that we can buy them at deep discount, even in today's market. So let's go over the HUD process from start to finish. We're going to go over step by step by step, okay? First of all, HUD is a daily auction. HUD is a daily auction. All bids are submitted online by a realtor with what we call an NAID number, okay? Or a nonprofit with an NAID number. Now, don't worry about being a nonprofit. I have a nonprofit, but I don't have an NAID number. It takes a couple of years to even get one as a nonprofit, okay? But all the bids have to be submitted by an agent with what's called an NAID number. That stands for National Identifier Number, okay? Now, all bids, even though the properties are listed by an agent, right, on the MLS, all HUD bids are made at HUDHomestore.com. HUDHomestore.com. What you're going to do is search for investment properties. Search for investment properties, right? Now, there's different categories, and I'm going to show you those in just a minute, but you got to search for investment properties. Next, you got to determine your search criteria, okay? Determine your search criteria. Like, am I going to search for properties in just this city or this county or the entire state? Then you have to determine your property criteria, like a minimum of 3 bedroom plus, or 2 bedroom plus, or 1 bath plus, or 2 bath plus, or whatever. Okay. Now, here is a screenshot of HUDHomestore.com, right? You can select, notice at the top, you've got resources, you've got an NAID application. If your agent doesn't have an NAID, they can apply for one. It takes about a week or two. You can also search for a broker that already has an NAID number, right? And then you can also log in and get your bid results as well. Now, on the left-hand side, it's got state, and then right below that, it has buyer type near the bottom. Let's look at a little better close-up of this. Notice under buyer type, you can select all. You can select owner occupant. Only select owner occupant if you're buying a HUD house to live in it. Okay, they're very strict about that. You want to select investor. You see, I have highlighted investor, right? There's also what's called good neighbor next door. This is first responders like firemen, police officers, and teachers. Okay, but they also have to live in the property as well. There's also what's called government agency. Government agency, right? This is where maybe a local municipality might be buying property to either provide affordable housing or through some kind of a grant program or something, okay? Then there's nonprofits. Nonprofits can also bid on HUD houses, and there's dollar homes. A lot of people get excited when they see dollar homes. I can buy a house for $1. Forget about it. You don't want that house anyway, okay? That house is a house that they could not sell on the open market, and there's usually only about 1 to 3, sometimes more, in the entire United States that they're offering for $1. Now, here's the kicker. You've got to live in it. Even if you pay $1 for it, you got to fix it up and move into it. And trust me, you don't want that house, okay? You don't want that house. All right, here's a sample search criteria. Maybe you want to search for properties 90,000 or less listed for, maybe a 3 bedroom, 2 bath minimum. You could search by city, by county, or by state, okay? What you want to do is go to HUDHomestore.com. You can export the list right from their website. When you pull up a list and do a search, right? You can search, for whatever county or just the entire state. We search for the entire state, just to let you know. And then you can export the list right there, and then you'll have a spreadsheet. We actually use a custom spreadsheet that I paid a developer. I actually was looking the other day, and I said $3,000 here, but I was actually looking, and I paid the guy $4,000 to do this. So I've got a little typo in here, but I paid the guy $4,000 to create the spreadsheet. But we use a custom spreadsheet that allows you to merge the HUD spreadsheet with our spreadsheet. And actually, the way I had this guy design it, all you got to do is push a button, and you put in your search criteria, you push a button, it goes out to HUD Home Store, it pulls the search, and it exports it, and it merges it for you. All you got to do is push a button, and it does it all for you. Okay, that's part of what I paid this guy $4,000 to do. Now, here is what a property listing looks like. Okay, notice it's by the case number. You've got multiple pictures of the property, and you've got the first tab there is property info. It's going to give you just the information about the property: bedrooms, baths, square footage, year it was built, and that sort of thing. Then you have the addendums. This is where you're going to find the PCR, or property condition report. You will also see a copy of the contract there. Okay, then you have maps. You can map the property. And then after that, you have the agent info, okay? This is where you'll find the asset manager, the field service rep, or property pres company, property preservation, or the listing agent's information. Okay. Now, when you bid on a HUD house, one of three things may happen. Okay, because remember, HUD is a daily auction, right? You bid on it today. If they don't accept it tonight, you have to bid on it tomorrow. So if you bid on a house one time, one of three things can happen. Nothing and your bid expires, right? Nothing and your bid expires. However, whoever's putting your bid in, and you need to write this down, make a note of this. Whoever's putting your bids in for you through your realtor or your realtor, you need to tell them there is a little box that your agent will check, or whoever's putting in the bids for you through your agent. There's a little box that they can check that says, leave this bid open as a backup offer. Always, always, always leave that box checked, because sometimes they will accept someone's bid and then that someone doesn't close for whatever reason. They decided not to, they couldn't get their funding or whatever, it doesn't matter. HUD can go back and take a look at the backup offers, and if your offer was acceptable or close, they may accept your backup offer. Okay. We get some deals like this. We don't get a ton of deals, but we do get some deals like this. Okay. Now, the second thing that could happen is you get a counter. Okay. You get a counter offer. All right. Now, when they do that, they're going to send an email to the agent, your buyer's agent, that submitted the bid through the NAID number. Okay. Through the NAID number. So if you get a counter, it's going to go to the email address for your buyer's agent that put in the bid through their NAID number. All right. So if you get a counter, now I'm going to expand on this a little bit. There's basically four things you can do if you get a counter. All right. If you get a counter, you can do nothing and the counter simply expires. You do nothing and it expires. Or number two, you can counter back. Or number three, you can ignore the counter and just submit a new bid. Or number four, you could accept their counter. Okay? So you can do nothing and it expires. You can counter back. You can ignore the counter and submit a new bid, or you can accept their counter. Okay? Now, if you accept the counter, it's got to be done that day. It's only good for that day. All right? Now, the third thing that could happen when you put in a bid for a HUD house is they accept your offer. Okay? And that's a glorious day right there when they accept your offer. Now you got a deal. Okay? Now, here's the way this works. The contract is emailed to the buyer's agent through DocuSign. All right? Used to not be that way. They only started using DocuSign not too long ago, right? It used to be you had to print it out, sign it in blue ink, and get it back to them in 2 business days. Now, the 2 business days is much easier because they are they have DocuSign. Okay. Now, you must send certified funds for the deposit. If you sign all the documents but you don't send the deposit, they'll pull that deal and put it right back on the market again. Okay. But when they accept an offer, they pull it off the market. Okay. When they accept a bid, they pull it off the market and it doesn't show up on HUD Home Store the following day. The beautiful thing about our spreadsheet is when we're making offers on property and we're exporting lists, if a property gets accepted by someone else and it comes off of HUDHomestore.com, our spreadsheet automatically archives it to an archive tab. And then if that deal falls through and it comes back on the market, it's relisted again and it shows back up on HUD Home Store. Then it goes back to our active tab and we still have all of our notes about the ARV and all that. I mean, in our spreadsheet, we have links to the Zillow listing, to the Realtor.com listing, to comps, to crime. We have links to everything on there. It makes it very, very easy to be able to analyze the deals really, really quick. Okay. Now, how much is the deposit? The deposit is either 500 or $1,000, depending on the accepted bid amount. As an example, if you bid and won the property anything 50,000 or less, it's $500. If it's over 50,000, then it's $1,000 deposit. Okay? That's just the way it is all over the country. Now, I've had some people that have told me, Larry, my agent wants 10% deposit, or my agent wants $2,000 or 2,500 or 3,000. That's your agent telling you that, because I'm telling you, HUD is consistent across the entire United States. Your agent is trying to just get a little bit more deposit out of you to make sure that they get you a little bit more in the glue. Okay. Now let's talk about extensions and cancellation. If you ask for an extension, for example, now HUD has no due diligence period. Okay, guys, you put your bid in, you can set up your closing for 30, 45 days in the future. You could set that up. Um, so, but if you need an extension, right? Um, you just have to ask for it, right? You just have to ask for it. That's all. Because they're not going to give you an extension for the due diligence because there is no due diligence period, okay? If you buy the house, if you put in your deposit, if you send in your deposit, right? Um, and you don't close, you will not get your deposit back unless you can show them some kind of a material fact. For example, let's say when you got the house under contract, the house had wiring and plumbing. But between the time you got it under contract and the time to close, somebody broke in and stole the copper wiring or copper pipes or whatever out of it, then you will be able to get your deposit back. Okay. If it's a small thing, like for example, we had a deal, I believe it was a couple months ago, where um, where they somebody broke in and stole the appliances. Well, instead of them offering to cancel the contract, they just said we're going to reimburse you for the appliances. I can't remember how much they paid us. I don't know, $700 or $800 or something like that. But they reimbursed us or reduced the price, gave us a rebate for that amount of money to help cover the appliances. Okay, but they still wanted to close. They didn't give us an option of backing out of the deal, which was okay with us. You will pay for the extension. It's typically going to be around $150 for the extension. Okay, so if you cancel the contract, you will not get your deposit back unless you can show something happened, like I just mentioned. Okay, like I just mentioned. Right. All right. The paperwork is sent to the buyer's agent, as I mentioned. To have more time, make your offers on Thursday only. If you're nervous about you can't get the property inspected, or you can't check it out, um, you can't check it out in 2 business days. Well, if you make your offers on Thursday, right? They accept it on Friday, because remember, it's a daily auction. They accept it on Friday. Now you have 2 business days. Saturday and Sunday don't count. So you have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to get everything in, right? So if you're nervous about it, if you're just starting out, you want to have more time, only make your offers on Thursday, okay? We make offers 5 days a week, right? We make offers Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? Um, and now, once you send in your paperwork, here's some more due diligence that we're going to do. We're going to call the agent. You could do this before. I'm sorry, that this is before. Um, you're going to call the agent, call a property manager, go look at it if you can, or drive the street, right? Um, and you're going to run comps again. You're going to run comps again. You can run rent comps if you can. Look closely at the pictures. Read the PCR again. Sometimes HUD will give what's called a PCR summary. Okay? Sometimes HUD will have a PCR summary. Okay? Um, Now, due diligence after the contract. Here we are. You want to get somebody to take the pictures, right? We get somebody to go out there. You can find them on Craigslist. You can call a local temporary employment agency. You could call a property pres company or a field service rep such as wegolook.com or BPO Photo Flow. BPO Photo Flow is actually a property preservation company, and for about $25, they will go out and take as many pictures as you want of every room. Now, here's what we have them take pictures of, right? Here's what we have them take pictures of. We have them take pictures um, of every room, right? All four sides of the house, any repair areas. Listen, if they see a hole in the wall, if they see a stain on the ceiling, I'm going to get a picture of it, right? Anything that they see, if a floor is unlevel, if they're walking around the house, they're looking, are the walls straight? If the wall's wavy, I want to see a picture of it. They're taking pictures of everything, okay, guys? That's all you need to tell them. Take all four sides of the house, every room, any repair areas, all mechanical items, right? Like the HVAC, I want to see a picture of the appliances, pictures of the water heater, pictures of anything mechanical like that, right? Any outbuildings like a garage, a carport, or a storage building. And I want to see a street view both ways. And I want to see houses on the other side. Now, another thing we ask them to do, right, is take a video starting at the front door and just do a walkthrough. Just do a walkthrough of every room so we can see a little video of the house, okay? Now, here's some additional due diligence if you want. If you wanted to, you could get a rehab estimate. You could get a CMA, that's a comparative market analysis done by an agent. You could also get an appraisal, or you could also get a home inspection if you wanted to. Now, I will tell you, I don't do any of that stuff, okay? But you could if you wanted to. Now, when we get it under contract, we're going to start marketing it. Now, we don't own it yet, right, guys? We don't own it yet. So, we're going to put signs in the neighborhood, but do not put any signs in the yard of the property. You already got the realtor sign in the yard, right? So you can't do that. We are marketing for a house in this price range in this area, okay? Um, so we put signs out if we're wholesaling it. Our sign is going to say foreclosure, right? Um, and if we're owner financing it, it's going to say owner financing, right? Okay. Now, we're going to also email our buyers list. We're going to post Craigslist ads. Now, whatever you do, do not, do not use the agent's pictures of the house. You don't want anybody saying you're marketing a house that you don't own yet, right? You don't want them to say that because the agents don't like that. HUD doesn't like that, okay? So if you're going to market the house online anywhere, then I want you to take your own pictures from different angles. But the main thing is try to build a buyer's list and find people that are interested in buying a property like this before you close on it, okay? You can direct mail other absentee owners. If this is a rental type property, you could look up a list and buy a list from Melissa Data or CoreLogic or one of those sites, listsource.com, and you could get a list of absentee owners. In other words, people who own rental property in the area, and then send them a postcard. Hey, I've got another property in the neighborhood. You might want it, a deep discount. And you could also take flyers to your RIA group. Now, if you're wholesaling, you're going to sign the contract with the buyer, set up a double close, buy it and sell it the same day. Real estate day trading, right? Real estate day trading. If you're doing a lease option or seller financing, sign the contract with the buyer, uh, take the buyer tenant application, approve them, set up a close or sign the lease option, and collect the money. Forget about giving the keys. I need to take that out. We don't ever give the keys. Uh, Everybody needs to always change the locks on the doors anyway, okay? Now, I'm going to go over two bidding models right here. Guys, this is very, very, very important, all right? This is very important. I have two bidding models. I have the shotgun approach and I have the rifle approach. Now, the shotgun approach is a way to get started, right? The shotgun approach is a way to get started. Now, with the shotgun approach, I am simply going to make an offer or my bid amount is going to be a percentage of list. For example, this is an example. It may be different where you're buying, but this is an example of how we do it here. If we're going into a new market, let's say in the Southeast, I just recently started buying in Georgia on a consistent basis. We've done deals in 12 different states, but I've started consistently buying in Georgia. But let's say anywhere in the Carolinas or Georgia or Alabama, this would probably be the model I would do. All right. If I'm going into a new market, anything listed less than 50,000, my shotgun percentage bid amount is going to be 25% of list. So for example, if the house is listed for 40,000, 25% of that is $10,000. Okay? Now, if it's listed anywhere from 50,000 plus to 100,000, my bid is going to be 40%. If it's listed for 100,000 plus, my bid would be 50%. Now, it's safe to say I'm not going to get many bids accepted, right? But I'm going to get some counters and I'll get a few bids accepted. Okay? Now, the key with the shotgun approach, right? The shotgun approach is short term, right? The shotgun approach is short term. It's not something you're going to do forever and ever, amen. It's just to get yourself into the market, get a lot of bids going on, so you can start going through them one at a time to the rifle approach. So once you have all your shotgun bids going, all right, let's say you're buying in Georgia, for example. When we started in Georgia, we just started with the shotgun approach. And then we went through, once we had all of our bids going out, we're getting a few counters every day, we're getting a bid accepted every once in a while. Then what we do is we spend 5 to 10 minutes and analyze each and every deal, right? We spend 5 to 10 minutes and analyze each and every deal. We're going to call the agent. We might call a property manager if it's a rental type property. We're going to drive the street, right? Drive the street online. We're going to run comps. You can run comps at Zillow, and there's also RealQuest. RealQuest Express will help you pull comps. We're going to look closely at the pictures. We're going to look at the crime and read the PCR again and the PCR summary. Okay? That's the rifle approach. Now, here are just a few strategies that we use to buy at deep discounts. All right? Here's just a few of the strategies. This is very, very important, guys. Please pay close attention. By the way, I hope you guys are getting a lot out of this. Hope you're learning a lot from this. All right, so dang, I already got a ton of questions in here. This is awesome. I'm loving it. All right, so we look for inconsistencies in the number of bedrooms and baths. We look for inconsistencies in the number of bedrooms and baths. For example, let's say HUD Home Store says it's a 2-bedroom, but on Zillow, on Trulia, and on the tax records, it says it's a 3-bedroom, right? You could have a VA do this, or you could do this, right? And so we look for that inconsistent in number of bedrooms and bathrooms as well. We also look for inconsistent square footage. I've seen deals that were listed on HUD Home Store at 900 square feet, and it was really 1,900 square feet. They just left out the one. Now, people who are doing a search on HUDHomestore.com for properties of 1,000 square feet plus would miss that property, right? How about this? The more days on the market equal a bigger discount. I can tell you this, as a general rule, they're not going to take 50, 40, 30% of list price if it's been on the market for a week. Although, a month or two ago, we got a deal, I think it was 3 months ago, we got a deal that was listed for 76, and we bought it at 35% of list price. 35% of list price. Can you believe that? I could not believe it. I could not believe it. It was a little brick ranch house, and it was listed for 76.6, I believe. And we picked it up for 26, right? So Look for mispriced properties. I'm going to show you a deal here in a few minutes that where we actually paid over list price and made almost $40,000 and did not touch the property. Because sometimes, especially in the smaller towns, HUD will misprice the property. Look for problems that can be fixed. Okay, look for problems that can be fixed. All right, you know, it pretty much one of the only things that can't be fixed is the neighborhood. Okay, you can't fix that. But also, if a property has major rehab, if there's a lot of problems with it, just move on by. Okay, if the ceiling's caving in, the floors are falling in, it's got water damage, it's been in a flood or whatever, forget about it. Look outside of major MSAs. Look outside of major metropolitan statistical areas, right? Look outside of that. Uh, I got to tell you guys, I live right in the Charlotte MSA. My office is in Lake Wiley, which is right across the state line from Charlotte, North Carolina. It's been 3+ years since I bought a house in Charlotte. Okay. Uninsured properties equal bigger discounts. Uninsured properties equal bigger discounts. Okay. Um, uninsured properties mean is that you can't get an FHA loan on it, right? It needs a little bit more work, basically. Bid every day on every house. That's very important. Look for price reductions and back on the market, and there's less competition on uninsured properties as well. Okay, those are some big things right there. Let's take a look at some recent deals. All right, now. By the way, all these properties here, I'm not going to show you properties from 4 or 5 or 6 years ago. Okay, I'm going to show you stuff in the last year or two. All right. This house was listed for 50,400, and we picked it up for 28,800. There's the house right there. Nice little brick ranch home. This house we paid 56% of list price. It was listed for 64,400. We paid 36,480 for this house. Can you believe that? $36,000 for that house? That's amazing. 51% of list price. We paid 41,413. Excuse me. It was listed for 41,413, and we paid $21,000 for this house. Look at that. That's crazy, huh? Look at here's some screenshots. See, the carpet was in it. It wasn't even smelly. Look at that. This house is livable. No question. It's even got a sunken living room. Look at that. Island in the kitchen. Kitchen cabinets are fine. This house is move-in ready, except for a couple rooms that needed flooring, right? That needed carpet. Not even flooring, just carpet, right? Here's one I paid 47% of list price. It was listed for 52,488. I paid $25,000 for this house. $25,000 for this house. Here's one I paid 43% of list price. It was listed for 52,500. I paid 22,570 for this. Not too bad. Here's one I paid 40% of list price. It was listed for 35,200. I paid 14,406 for this house. A little double wide mobile home on a permanent foundation. Look at the kitchen. It looks almost brand new. Yep, see, they pulled the carpet out in this. See, pulled the carpet out from the living room and one of the bedrooms, it looks like. It needs some globes on the light fixture. Look at that. Those are like $3 at Lowe's or Home Depot. All right. Here's one I paid 37% of list price. It was listed for 64. I paid 23,750 for that. Can you believe that? Now here's one I paid 35% of list price. It was listed for 76. I paid 26,600 for this house. This is the one I was telling you that I got for 35% of list price, and it had been on the market for 17 days. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, they made a mistake on this. They made a mistake. Here's one I paid 28% a list. Listed for 31. I paid $8,800. Now look at this, 20% of list price. This is the lowest percentage of list price I've ever gotten a deal. It was listed for 45. I paid $9,150 for this double wide mobile home on a permanent foundation. Now look at these pictures. See, it's got a couple of holes here. Look, carpet. Look, it needs paint right here. See the sheetrock? But look at the kitchen. That kitchen is huge. I paid $9,150 for that house. Here's one I paid 65% of list price. It was listed for 102 and I paid 66 for that. That's a great house right there. Here's one I paid 68% of list price. 68% of list price. It was listed for 34.4. I paid 23,520 for this double wide mobile home on a permanent foundation. Look at it. It's move-in ready. See that? Carpet's still there. Little sheetrock under the window. Needs paint. Needs paint. See under the window it needs paint. Look, carpet missing in one room. Carpet missing in two rooms. Outside of that, this house is livable. Look, it needs a vanity right here. Somebody stole the vanity. How about this one? 70% of list. It was listed for 40. We paid 28,420 for this house. Here's one listed for 157. We paid $113,000 for this house. That's a big house right there. Look at this, 103% of list price. This house was listed for $44,000. We paid $45,601. When this house became available to investors, the very first day it became what's called an extended listing. Okay, an extended listing. All right. Once it became an extended listing, that means anyone can bid on it. Okay, so we took a look at it. We called the agent. The agent said this house is very undervalued, and I've got 3 investors bidding on it today. So we're thinking, oh my gosh, $44,000, and how much are we going to have to get to get it? Right? How much are we going to have to bid to get it? So should we go 44,000? Should we go 44,001? What about 44,101? What about 501? What about 6? What about 601? What about 7? Let's just go 45,000. Well, what if somebody else bids 45? Let's go 45,001. How about 100, 101, 5, 501, 6, 601? We ended up in our mind, we're just like, how many people do we have to beat? You know, and what do we need to bid? So we bid the very first day 45,601 and we bought it. Now, let me tell you about this house. First of all, let me show you the house. Okay, I want you to look at the video here, of the pictures. It's a modular home. When we called the agent and asked the agent, we asked the agent, what does this house need? Her response was curtains. That's all. Needs curtains. Look at that. It's got the appliances already. And is it a small town? So we put the house on the market. All right. We put this house on the market for $99,900 with owner financing. The third person that looked at this house told us, I've already been approved at the bank. If I give you $89,900 and I get my own financing, will you take it? Guess what? We sold this house for $89,900. I bought it for $45,601. Guys, this is a fix and flip, but without the fix. And this was a HUD house, and I paid 103% of list price, and I immediately sold it for $89,900 cash. Cash to me. They got a loan, and it took them 30 some days to close, but it was cash to me. Guys, that's better than a fix and flip. That's a fix and flip without the fix part, which is what I love, right? So, oh, this is Connie. Larry, here's a picture of me ringing the bell. I'm ringing it because I just bought a house. I have Larry's new program about buying HUD homes, and I already have a property under contract here in Atlanta. It was originally listed for $116,000, and I have it under contract for $54,000. Look at this. I'm so excited because I just bought my first home. It's a HUD double wide mobile home in fairly good condition that I got for just $28,000. I just flipped it for 57 as is. Check that out. As is, a double wide mobile home, right? Thanks to Larry for giving me a push to buy the property when I got cold feet a few days before settlement. If a little old lady from Iowa can make money buying and selling a home, you can too. And guess what? The house she bought was not even in Iowa, right? It was 3 or 4 states away. HUD, in my opinion, is the easiest, fastest, safest, shortest, secure, no risk way to get deals right now. My HUD Mastery program, and we're getting ready to do some Q&A. My HUD Mastery program is a complete step-by-step turnkey home study system anybody can make money with, okay? First of all, you get the HUD Homes half off. You get the complete unabridged audio series. You get 36 minutes to success audio training. You get the HUD buying process video training. You get the Filthy Riches preview video training, the real estate day trading preview video training, and you also get a video of my team and I walking you through what we do and how we do it. You get 16 HUD training video modules that I went into the studio and recorded all about HUD, how we buy them, and how we sell them. You get my exclusive spreadsheet that I paid my guy $4,000 to create. You also get video tutorials that the guy I paid $4,000, he created the tutorials to show you how to set up your HUD spreadsheet to automate the entire process. And all you got to do is either watch it yourself or show it to your VA. That's all you got to do. You also get a free startup call to get you started. You get how to set up a HUD website video. You get 2 HUD live event unedited recordings. You get all my HUD documents that I use myself, my live video recording of making HUD offers. You see a video of us analyzing HUD deals and bidding on HUD deals live. And you get my team teaching our entire HUD process. Guys, I'm not going to charge you $1,000 for this. It's only $497. Go right now to hudmastery.com/VIP, or you can call my office toll free and speak with one of my guys and ask them any questions you might have. 888-212-6567. That's toll free. 888-212-6567. Jot this down or take a screenshot of this. hudmastery.com/VIP. On this page, you're going to see a detailed description of everything you're going to get, everything you're going to learn, all the modules. Everything is spelled out. There's pictures there. There's testimonials there. You're going to see everything that you're going to get right there, okay? But guess what? I've also got a special bonus package for the first 10 action takers today. The first 10 action takers. You're going to get an exclusive bonus, 4 days of nothing but HUD live event, raw, unedited recordings. Guys, I did an event, 2 of them actually, nothing but HUD. People paid $497 just for the unedited record, or just for the event. But you're going to get all of the raw, unedited recordings. I'm also going to give you every possible way to fund and every possible way to close a HUD house without any of your own money. Also, there's many updates, many changes coming. There's many ways to manage and structure and automate your business. There's many ways to win bids. There's different ways to title the property and to sell it and close it, and you're going to get all of that. You will get every form, document, spreadsheet, PowerPoint, contract, and more. You're going to get video tutorials demonstrating how to use the HUD spreadsheet as well as other documents. We're going to start with the basics and work our way up to advanced techniques, because I literally want you to start bidding on your HUD properties, in the next day or so. I want you to get all this up, get your spreadsheet set up, get going, get you a realtor, and get rolling with this, okay? We're going to show you all of our processes, procedures, strategies, secret weapons, and more that we use to dominate HUD. And you'll also discover that HUD has been selling notes since 2012. I'm going to go over an entire training about HUD and HUD selling notes, okay? Here's a recap of what you're going to learn. How you can make 2 to 3,000 offers a week on autopilot. When is the exact best time to make your HUD offers? How to get more HUD offers accepted than your competition. How to get the HUD asset managers on your side. The single most important thing about buying HUD houses, and it's not what you think. The one thing you never do if you want to get offers accepted. Who's in charge of your offer and how to get them on your team. How to do due diligence before committing to the property. How to get HUD offers accepted long after you made the bid. Many inside tips, tricks, and strategies to get more HUD deals. How to get your realtor to work with you in your HUD business. You're also going to get where the best place is to buy HUD houses, how to find the best places to buy HUD houses, how to make 7 offers a minute without lifting a finger, how to find the best HUD realtor, 3 things you must do to be successful buying HUD houses, how to get realtors to buy your HUD houses, how to get realtors to sell your HUD houses the same day you buy them, and why you don't have to worry about other HUD competition, the best day of the week, the best time of the month, and the best time of the year to make your HUD bids, and how to pay list price and make even more money than wholesaling or your competition. It's $497, and guess what? You're going to get instant access. Instant access, okay? HUD Mastery took over 2 years to create and perfect. You're going to get instant access to everything right now, and you can literally be bidding on properties in the next couple of hours. Go to HUDmastery.com/VIP. That's HUDmastery.com/VIP. I'm getting ready to open it up for Q&A here in just a minute, okay? But I want to share with you some of the trainers. Wendy Sweet, my exclusive HUD broker. She's my longtime friend and Carolina realtor. She will be walking you step by step through the bidding process. She's the best HUD agent I've ever met. In fact, before she started her own realty company, she worked for Keller Williams and was the top performer in their office of over 100 agents. And guess what? I was her only client. Randolph Cunningham. Randolph is actually the person that urged me to start buying HUD homes outside the Carolinas. He will share exactly how he recruits, trains, motivates, and manages our virtual assistants that do all of the work buying our HUD houses. Amir. Amir is my virtual assistant secret weapon. He's my hotshot VA that got 7 HUD homes under contract in his first 45 days working with me. 7 houses in 45 days. He's going to demonstrate live exactly what he does and how he is able to get so many HUD offers under contract. He'll show you exactly what you need your VA to do to automate your own HUD buying business. In fact, if you have a VA or you want to hire a VA, you can use this and just give them access to it and have them go through the HUD training. Mercy is my other HUD virtual assistant. She's been with us for years. She's analyzing properties and making offers, hundreds of offers a day on HUD homes. She's going to show you how she's able to manage all of these properties and bids, keeping it all organized and efficient. She'll even bid live right in front of you, okay? John Bowen, self-directed retirement expert. He's with Equity Trust, and he'll share a specific strategy to be able to use your retirement account and buy and sell HUD houses using your retirement account. He will also teach you how to do HUD deals without any of your own money, okay? At B, the glue that keeps it all together. I will personally peel back the entire HUD system. There's nothing else to buy, nothing else to show you. You get everything. You get my entire HUD buying and selling system, and I'm going to show you exactly how to start from scratch and make money in the next 30 days with a HUD house. If you're already buying HUD houses, I will show you many tips, tricks, updates, and specific strategies that most people don't even know exist, okay? I'm also going to assign you your very own Ed consultant in my office, free call with startup instructions to get you started. And guess what? We will call you. We will call you, right? It might be Ron, it might be Dean. You will have a direct hotline number to your Ed consultant. I'm also going to give you 12 months of free unlimited support, right? And guess what? I hired my developer on retainer to support my students. If you need help setting up your HUD spreadsheet, you will be able to submit a support ticket, and the guy I paid $4,000 will be the one to respond. Okay? He will help you get your HUD sheet set up. He's not going to show you how to copy and paste or right click or any of that stuff, but if you have any problems with setting up your HUD spreadsheet, he will help you. Okay? What I want you to do is go to hudmastery.com/VIP, be one of the first 10 to get all of the bonuses, or call toll free and speak with one of my guys right in my office, 888 212 6567. That's 888 212 6567. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get these questions. For some reason, I'm not able to get these questions to open up here. I don't know why it's not doing that. I'm not able to see all the question. All I can see is the first part of the question. Once bought a HUD house for $2,500. Good job, Fred. That's awesome. Really? $497? Yes, Tim. $497. HUDmastery.com/VIP. Larry, when seller financing, man, I wish I could see all these questions. I just can't see them. For some reason, it will not allow me to expand and see all these questions. For some reason, when buying with a land contract, hold on, let me see if I can widen this a little bit. Let me see. Hold on for a second here. I don't know why I'm not able to click on any of these questions. Okay, let's see here. Keep getting emails tell me that foreclosures are petering out now. Well, I'm telling you, there's still a ton of HUD houses out there, and we're buying them. Oh, my friend John from Alabama, salsa guy. Yeah, baby. Hi, Larry. Fort Worth, Texas. HUD prices are much higher here in Oregon than the Midwest or South. Yes, that is true. That's why in my training, I show you how to pick an area, how to pick a market. Some of my most successful students buying HUD houses, I got one hot shot buying them in Portland. And you say HUD houses are much higher in Oregon. That's true. That is true. But I got some people in Oregon, California, Washington that are buying HUD houses in Alabama, Kentucky, even Texas, even Ohio, Pennsylvania, um, and the Carolinas as well. Used to buy HUD at live auctions. Yes, that was a long time ago, Fred. Absolutely. How about VA Fannie Mae houses? Well, VA, we buy a few VA houses. Fannie Mae houses, they have some restrictions on them. So you got to be careful with that. Do you recommend that investors become realtors so they can submit their own bids? Not necessarily, but you can if you want to. Okay? You can if you want to. HUD has no rule or regulation against being able to submit your own bids for your own account. Now, here's the thing. If you are a HUD listing agent, if you list HUD houses, then you cannot bid on HUD houses if you are a listing agent for HUD houses. Is the spreadsheet available for Google Sheets? No. We used to use Google Sheets for HUD, for our HUD spreadsheet, but there was limitations, there were bugs, and there were some things that don't work. So here's what you have to do. You have to put it either in Dropbox. If you're wanting to share it, you have to put it in Dropbox, or you just use it every day and then email the current updated sheet every day to your VA to put in your bids. Okay. Why does an agent have to submit the offer? I don't make the rules. I just play by them. I don't really know why that's true, Jerry. Sorry about that, but an agent, all HUD bids do have to be submitted by an agent with an NAID number. Okay, in Metro Detroit the area, in the last 4 to 5 months, HUD has been asking 80% on the dollar. Well, I can tell you this. If I could tell you this, I've heard that from a ton of people. HUD will only take 80%. They'll only take 82.5%. HUD will only take 87%. That might be true for the majority of properties, but I guarantee you, if you look at the stats, if you go in and look at the history, all right, if you look at the data, you might see, if you pull a list, in fact, you can go to HUDHomeValue.com, HUDHomeValue.com, right? Let me say it again, HUDHomeValue.com. If you look and pull up the historical data, you will see that probably a lot of them are going for 75, 80, 85, 90, 100%. Every once in a while, you'll see one that you can pick up for 30 or that sold for 30, for 35, for 50, for 60, for 25, for 45, right? So those are the people who were bidding every day. Those are the people who are working the system. You're not going to get every deal, right? And there's certain things that you need to do to be able to get them at a discount. So basically, I hope that helps, Stephen. Anyway, uh, what virtual assistant companies are you having the most success with? I use Upwork. I hire all my people off of Upwork.com. It used to be Odesk. How do I get a copy of the spreadsheet? If I'm a student of Filthy Riches, you need to own HUD Mastery to get the HUD spreadsheet. Okay? The HUD spreadsheet is a part of the HUD course. Just like I can't give people who own the HUD Mastery course the Filthy Riches components. Okay? So you need to go to HUDmastery.com // VIP. Okay, do you look at the house before bidding? Remember, I talked about the shotgun approach and the rifle approach. The shotgun is a percentage. The rifle is we're going to spend 5 to 10 minutes analyzing the deal. If you're talking about looking at it physically in person, no. Okay, no. Um, we look at it online though. Now, do you have to put $1,000 down to make a bid? No, you only have to put up a deposit once a bid is accepted. Okay, once it's accepted. That's a great question. The scripts in the spreadsheet only work if you are using Microsoft Excel. That is correct. You will use Microsoft Excel, but in about a week, I will also have a Mac version, okay? A Mac version for the HUD spreadsheet as well, okay? Um, my developer, the same developer is working on it. He said he'll have it done in about another 10 to 15 hours, okay? Um, up to what point can you ask for an extension? Is there a certain time frame? Is there a certain time frame? It's any time before the close, okay? Anytime before the closing, you ask for an extension. How long do they give you for an extension? Usually it's 5 to 10 days. Why Thursday only? Well, Thursday only, if you make your offer on Monday and they accept it on Tuesday, because remember, HUD's a daily auction, and they accept it on Tuesday, then you have until Wednesday, Thursday to get all your paperwork in and get your deposit in. If you make your bid on Thursday, they accept it on Friday. Now you have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So you have 4 days instead of two. Two. Will you be sending us a summary of all of the screens? I have been interrupted. No, but we will have a replay. Hi, Larry. I'm a wholesaler from Michigan. I have put in many offers on HUD and use. I'm sorry, I can't see the rest of it because I can't open these questions. You have to send short questions because it won't allow me to click on it and open it. Okay. Hold on. Maybe it's working now. Let's see. No, it's not working now. How do you get crime info? Go to Trulia.com and click on the crime map and hope it's all green and there's no red. Okay, that's just one way. What's a PCR? You must have come in late. That was one of the first things I did. Property condition report. HUD has an asset manager who has a field service rep that goes out and inspects the property for you and gives you the report. Larry said BPO photo flow, and what was the other website? It is wegolook.com. On the shotgun approach, do you actually write an offer or just you submit the bids? All bids are submitted online. You don't write anything. You're not writing up an offer to purchase. All the bids are submitted online at HUDHomestore.com. Okay, how about investors in areas you already dominate? For example, I live in Charlotte. Look, I live in the Charlotte market as well. It's been over 3 years since I bought a house in Charlotte. Although I'm bidding on houses in Charlotte, this is very important, guys. Listen. Although I'm bidding on houses in Charlotte, the ones I'm getting offers accepted at 50, 40, 30% of list are the ones in the smaller towns because there's not as many investors bidding on them. There's not as many people in general bidding on them, right? Is Larry's starting bid at 25% because his accepted offers are less than 50%? No, the starting bid at 25 is because the cheaper the house, the more discount you can get. For example, it's not uncommon for me to get a $30,000 listed house under contract for 10. That's 30%. But there's no way I would get a $300,000 house listed under contract for 100, right? Same percentage, different price. How do you show the property once you get under contract? I go into detail in the training. There's many, many different ways you can show it. You can get a local realtor to do it. You can find a local person. There's a lot of different ways. What's the best way to get an investor bid submitted when the owner occupant? I can't read the rest of that. It's too long of a message. They won't let me expand it and open it. How do I find the correct value of the house? You run comps. Comps at RealQuest Express, comps at Zillow. There's other sources to be able to pull comps. Where do you get the money to buy the HUD house? In the HUD program, I go over every single way to close and fund own a HUD house, okay? And none of it requires your own credit or your own money. Larry, I'm an Inner Circle member. I recently got 2 properties under contract. Good job, Alex. That's awesome. Hey, Larry, when seller financing with a land contract, who purchases the home? I'm guessing that's homeowner's insurance. The buyer does. I can't see the rest of that message. Sorry, but for some reason, this dashboard in GoToMeeting will not allow me to open it up or click on any of these questions. I can only see the preview portion. Once bought a HUD house for 2,500. How much money should be on hand to start bidding? Uh, Listen. A lot of people think, well, if I'm bidding on 50 houses or 100 houses, what if I get 4 or 5 or 10 of them, right? Um, you can't, that's not going to happen. If you're bidding the way I teach you, you're only going to get 1 or 2 deals at the most accepted at any given time, okay? Can you use credit cards to buy a HUD house? No. But you can get a cash advance on your credit card and then wire the money. But they don't let you buy properties with the credit card, okay? And the reason is because you can do a chargeback after you've bought it. Bidding, do you go up 1% each or 5% each day? In the course, I go over that and talk about that, but I do a different bid Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, I do my highest and best is going to be Friday. Monday's going to be my lowest, and we go up a little bit each time. What's my guarantee? How long to your first HUD deal? Uh, I'm not sure what you're talking about there. About what kind of guarantee do they have? Won't I be competing with you and your team? Guys, I'm not scared about the competition. I'm not scared about it at all. There's plenty of deals to go around for everybody. If I was worried about the competition, I wouldn't be teaching this. I wouldn't be on this webinar, right? How do we legally market it for sale if we have it under contract? You are marketing for a property that meets that description in the area. You're not marketing for sale. Any states like Ohio has really strict rules about wholesaling, right? And about marketing properties you don't own. You have to market that you have a contract on a property, not that you have a property, okay? That's the way that works. With the rifle approach, after analysis of property, what percent do you begin bidding? Well, it's not a percent. Let's say the property is listed for 40 and I'm going to bid 25% of the shotgun approach. But then I analyze the deal, and my analysis says I could really pay 20 for it. So from there on out, my bid's going to be 20. Okay, details on owner financing, please. I'm not sure what that means. HUD doesn't owner finance. That just means if I am owner financing the property. Let's say I bought the house for $30,000 from HUD. I paid cash or used private money. I could turn around and sell that house for $69,900 and get $5,000 down, right? Does HUD take the first investor bid that accepts their terms? Their terms are simply a price. Their terms are their terms. You can't submit a bid with like subject to inspection, subject to financing, any of that stuff. It's all based on net to HUD. That's all HUD cares about is net to HUD. How much are they going to net? What if I just want to be a hard money lender on these homes? Then you're going to need to put yourself out there as far as advertising and marketing. that you have hard money available. Okay, it has nothing to do with just these homes. Um, so I could ask you my question. So I can ask I don't, that is the question. I don't understand that. Can earnest money be wired to HUD instead of a cashier's check? Yes. So the realtor will give you their NAID number so you can bid on the property. You know what, Vlad? It depends on the agent. We work with agents really closely, and they have done that with us, allowed us to use their NAID number where they have access to the emails, and we also have access to the emails. I've gone through all of the questions that I see here. Um, I've gone through all the questions on here that I see. If you have any more questions, go ahead and submit your questions. I will be glad to answer them. Um, I will be more than happy to answer them. Go ahead and submit some more questions, and I'll spend a few more minutes. I got a few more minutes before I have to run. Um, Man, you guys are just awesome. You guys are just awesome. I want to be in compliance. Can an agent in one state put offers in on a house on another state? Great question. Great question, Deanna. The agent that puts in the bids must be licensed in the state where the property is located. They must be licensed in the state where the property is located. Okay. I'm financing to my buyer. I want to be in compliance. If if you're financing to your buyer, you probably need the Filthy Riches course because it's all about seller financing. Okay, and this is training is about HUD. It's not about what you do with your HUD house, basically. Okay. If you bid list price at midnight when it opens up to investors, do they look at other no, no. Remember, HUD is a daily auction. They're not gonna. It's not gonna be like you can bid at 12:01, right? All the bidding ends for the day at midnight. I believe it's Eastern time. If I'm not mistaken. Okay. Um, so all bidding ends at midnight. I believe it's Eastern time. Okay. I believe it is Eastern time, but I'm not positive on that. And then the following day, any bids put in after 12:01 a.m., then they're going to go in for the following day, right? All right. Can you listen to the webinar again? We are going to have, okay, we are going to have a replay of this, I think, in the next couple of days. How to find a savvy NAID agent? Well, in the course, there's a whole section about about um, how to find a realtor and the NAID number and all that good stuff. Okay. Just to clarify, do you have to double close with these properties or can you assign? You cannot assign a a um, a HUD house. You cannot assign a HUD house. Okay. Um, Alex, I can't send you an email from here. I know you're a HUD or you're an Inner Circle student. Just send me an email. You know how to reach me with whatever your question is there and whatever you need. Okay. Can I use Zillow for an accurate value? You can use sold comps on Zillow, right? You can use sold comps on Zillow, but not the Zestimate. Okay, but not the Zestimate. Um, how long before you get the access, Ralph? You should be getting the access within a few minutes. Can the HUD contracts be assigned? No, they can't. You have to do a double close or use transactional funding. But in the course, I show you all the different ways to close and fund on your deals if you have no money or no credit. Okay. Need to know more about not using my own money to buy. Will I finance it? No, I don't finance these deals unless it's a Filthy Riches deal and you're a Filthy Riches student. Will you replay the bullet point slides? Uh, I will. I'm going to have a replay of the entire thing. Okay, of the entire uh, webinar. So, guys, listen. I really appreciate you guys being on. Thank you so much. The refund information. or course guarantee information will be on your order form. When you look at it, I can't remember the exact details, but look on your order form there. Whenever you order the course, it is a digital course, so you have immediate access to it, okay? You should be getting an email very, very soon. Guys, I really, really, really appreciate you. Yes, you can wholesale HUD houses, Vlad. You absolutely can. And you're welcome. You're welcome. Uh, yes, you can wholesale HUD houses. I've wholesaled them. I've fixed and flipped them. I've sold them to realtors. That realtors didn't think they could get them that cheap. I've sold them to agents that also invest. I've done lease options. I've done seller finance. When is the Filthy Riches webinar? You can go to filthyriches.com and check out some information. We have another one coming up soon. Thank you, Larry. Thanks a lot. Hey, Abby, thank you so much. I really appreciate the compliments. That's very nice. Nice, guys. Thank you so much for being on. Go to hudmastery.com/VIP. Guys, you got nothing to lose. This is a great, great, great way to get deals. If you're struggling finding deals, if you need help getting deals, this is the way to get deals right now, okay? I'm doing it right now in today's market. We're making offers on every house in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. And I'm not the only one getting deals. I've got more mouths to feed than most of you guys, okay? I have more people that take a cut out of every deal, okay? Out of every deal. So you guys can buy and pay more than me. I have to pay less than you guys do because I have more people on my team. I have an acquisition person I got to pay, salesperson I got to pay, closing person I got to pay, and I got to pay myself, right? So thank you guys so much for being on. Please go to hudmastery.com/VIP. We'll be sending out an email soon about a replay for this. So thank you guys so much for being on. I really appreciate it. And thanks a lot for your business. And thanks a lot for everything. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye bye, everybody.